let's talk about a sales funnel and how your target audience enters into it. First, what is a sales funnel? A sales funnel is a term used for the journey potential customers go through on the way to making a purchase. There are three basic steps through a sales funnel, usually known as top, middle, and bottom of the funnel. These steps may vary depending on a company's sales model. In a moment, we'll show you what our sales funnel looks like. Think about the touch points your team has with a potential customer, and let's define each stage of the sales funnel or user journey process. Here is an example of our sales funnel, and then I'll further define what each step is. It's important to clearly define each of these stages so you can understand what's needed to take your prospect to the next level in the funnel. In addition, it's important to tag or label the appropriate stage of your customer. So everyone on your sales team knows if they've been followed up with or not, and what they can do to further lead them down the funnel. We use a CRM, HubSpot, to keep track of our customers and where they are in that process. Just makes things easier and organized for your sales team. Let's break down each stage in the Bulldog sales funnel. We define each stage as follows. Visitor, a prospect who visits our website or views a specific page on our website. We don't know anything about this individual except for what can be inferred through Google Analytics. Next, we have a subscriber, a prospect who has provided their email address and opted in to receive marketing communications. This is achieved through them reaching out to us, filling out the contact us form, or downloading a content piece from our social media or website. Next, we have a lead. A lead is a prospect who has provided their first name, last name, phone number, job title, and company name, in addition to their email address we obtained earlier. This is someone that is interested in your services. These are people you want to reach out to. Maybe they've expressed that, or maybe they've used our quote calculator as far as our sister company, Metal Solutions, is concerned. Then we move into the opportunity phase. We break that down into three parts. Discovery. That's a prospect who has the potential to become a customer at some point. We are having phone calls with them, email communications back and forth, and occasionally text messages, depending on who the customer is. At that point, we determine if they are qualified to buy. A prospect that we've determined has the budget and the needs for our offering. Then we pull in every decision maker for their buy-in. If the prospect is not the decision maker on their job, we bring in the spouse, we bring in the business partner, and that's when we get the buy-in. Then we move on to the quote process, and congratulations, this is a project that is ready to buy, a prospect that's ready to buy. If you've sent them a quote and then they agree to the contract, guess what? You're in the final stage, and that means they're a customer. When they sign the contract and become a customer, then you begin your real work of completing their project. My recommendation is that you have content and materials prepared for all the stages of the potential client. If someone becomes a subscriber, send them an email welcoming them to your informational newsletter. We use HubSpot for this. We set it up automatically. They get a cadence, and we do not have to physically manually send that. If someone becomes an opportunity, make sure they're getting a call from your sales team. If someone is interested, but they're not the decision maker, have a plan to get in contact with the decision maker so you don't lose out on their business. Like I said earlier, we invite them to our office for a sit-down meeting to discuss their project. All of these plans that you put in place will greatly help you and your sales team systematically lead prospects through the funnel. I know these definitions are a lot to learn and might be difficult to tackle on your own. If you have any questions on this, please reach out to me or my marketing team. They are called Dior Design. You can Google them. And they are the real experts when it comes to eliminating gaps in the sales funnel. So, how can you get people to enter your sales funnel? This is what we call generating top of funnel activity. To do this, you're going to need visitors to your social media and website. You can achieve this in a number of ways depending on your target audience. And we learned about that earlier in this section of this webinar. Engage with people on social media, put out ads, get your name on the radio in your town, sponsor events in your community, host events in your town. Generating brand awareness is the first step to people entering the funnel. From there, you have to network with your target audience to pull in potential customers. Then you need to make sure all the next steps are in place. Is your social media active? Are you able to find yourself on Google? Is your website up to date? Do you even have a website? Do you have engagement opportunities on your website? Do you have clear calls to action that point your audience to call, email, get a quote, fill out a form? All of these things are sure to help drive your audience and become a lead. Just like my friend with the bungalow business, I also try to network in my community with businesses that might have the same target audience as me. I've connected with a few real estate agents and insurance agents so that when either one of us see a possible opportunity, we send potential customers to each other. Be an active participant in your community. When people see you're involved, they want to do business with you. Now that we understand how the funnel works, I want to tell you that numbers matter. When your process is in place, the next step is deciding goals. To set goals of how many sales you want to make or how much revenue you want to generate, you need to know your close rates. From there, you need to decide how many quotes you need, how many subscribers, how many visitors, and so on and so forth. Over time, this will help you understand how many of each category you need to reach your goals. This will also help your team know what their individual goals are as well. You need to know what your close rates are. This is how many quotes you send and how many of those turn into sales. You have to have a baseline in order to set goals and know how many visitors, leads, quotes, sales you need to be able to reach those goals.